Hey everybody, Josie here. So I'm back to do my first TBR for the lovely month of October, and you may have noticed, if you've watched any of my other videos, that I'm looking a little different today. So I've decided that because I deeply love Halloween and all things dress up, I'm gonna do a different kind of weird, creepy dress up look for all of my videos for the month of October. So every single one expect a different look. Today's look, I don't know, I sort of think I'm going with a bit of an 80s club kid, Batcave sort of, actually the hair makes me think of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, so that's kind of my look for the day. And my first TBR for the month is also going to be the first booktubeathon that I am going to be taking part in. So, God help my eyes, I've decided to take part in 3 booktubeathons this month on top of the other books that I wanted to read. Luckily, a lot of the books that I was sort of saving, all my horror and thriller and wicked style books, actually fit into a lot of the challenges on the booktubeathons, so I'm lucky with that. Otherwise I would not leave the house because all I'd be doing is reading and obviously putting makeup on my face. So the first one that I'm going to take part in is the Books in the Freezer YouTubeathon. So this one is actually hosted by the ladies that are behind the podcast called Books in the Freezer. Now, that whole podcast is about horror. It is great fun. If you like horror books, if you like horror fiction, go and check that podcast out because it is a lot of fun to do. So this one, this booktubeathon, has got 5 challenges in it. So I'm going to read off the challenges and then tell you what I have picked to read for those challenges. These challenges run from the 1st of October to the 14th of October, so actually it gives you kind of plenty of time to get through your books. So without further ado, here we go. So for the first one, the first challenge is to pick a book by a female author. Now, remember, this is all kind of horror-related books. So the book that I've decided to pick is this one over here. It's called Alice by Christine Henry. Now, this one is a new-to-me author as well. I haven't read Christine Henry before, and this particular book, I know, has had some good reviews, it's had some bad reviews, it sort of divides people, but essentially it's a horror retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and I love Alice in Wonderland. I've actually got 2 books that I'm hoping to get through this month that are Alice in Wonderland retellings, sort of horror, science fiction versions of them, so this is the first one. I'm looking forward to reading this, to kind of getting my own impressions of the book. I have heard there are some trigger warnings in this, specifically for sexual assault and rape, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that is my pick for horror female author. The second challenge is to pick a short story collection. So I've gone with this one over here, Coraline and Other Stories by Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is obviously fantastic. I'm looking forward to reading a few of the short stories in this one. And I actually considered using Coraline itself for one of the other challenges, which I'll get to in a second, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually not doubling up on books for this particular YouTubeathon, so I'm going to do hopefully all 5 books are going to be singular reads. So that's that one for the short story category. Then the next category is to read a book that is written by or features a person of colour or an LGBT character or author. And for this one, I've gone with an old favourite. Oh, I love this book so much. So Poppy Z. Brite, one of my all-time favourite authors, and Lost Souls is in my top 3 of my all-time favourite books I've ever read. Now this is going to be a reread for me, obviously, because I've read this a number of times and I love it. So this one is actually kind of representative on both fronts. So there's gay characters in the story, and also the author, Poppy Z. Brite, used to be a female. Poppy's new name is Billy, and Billy is actually now a transgender male. So I think this really suits that category, plus it is just fabulous. If you love horror, Poppy Z. Brite, the queen of horror, it's amazing. I love it. Read it. Then the next one is to actually read a book that has a movie adaptation. And like I said, I could have used Coraline actually for that one, because obviously that's a film, but no, I've decided to go with this one because I've been dying to read it. It's been on my TBR for this month, and it's The Lords of Salem by Rob Zombie. Now, I hear that this is very dark, very horrific. It's supposed to be fantastic horror read, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. I haven't actually seen the film, so I'm thinking I'm going to read the book first because I like to read the book first. If I enjoy the book, I will watch the film. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and this was actually on my TBR for the month anyway, as was Lost Souls, so, you know, 2 down there, so that's really good. Looking forward to that one. And then the last challenge for this particular booktubeathon is to read a book that was recommended on the podcast, Books in the Freezer. And with this one, I'm so excited to read this. This is also one of the best covers that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. And it's this one here. Check out that baby. Look at it. It's called My Best Friend's Exorcism. And it was very highly recommended on the podcast, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And how cool is this cover? This is just gives me total 80s, hence why I decided to dress this way, but kind of total 80s vibes. Look at that, it is so cool. It reminds me of Stranger Things. The cover gives me those Stranger Things vibes, which I love, 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 love. And it's set in the 80s as well, again, which I love. It is very, very cool. So I am kind of really dying to read this. I cannot wait to get stuck into it. It's supposed to be excellent, and yeah, how cool is that cover? I think I matched this cover really well. I think I did that well, right? Anyway, so those are my 5 books for the Books in the Freezer YouTubeathon. Wish me luck. I know I'll get through all of those, and I'll come back and give you a full account of what I thought of them once I'm done. So enjoy reading and stay spooky. Bye, everybody.